All right, you can tell here that we have an ellipse because we've got some lopsidedness here. This has a division of 49 and this y-coordinate has a division of 16. So let's find the center of this ellipse, and that's going to be 0, positive 1, 0, positive 1. And what this does is it tells us that it's a little lopsided. So on the on the horizontal axis, that is the major axis, and I know it's major because it's the largest one, we're going to actually go all the way to 7 in both directions. And then this guy tells us that we're going to be going up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all we need to graph this. And so here's our ellipse. It's not asking us to calculate the eccentricity. No big deal. So let's move on to this guy. We have a center of -1, -4, -1, -4. Looks like on the x-axis, that is the on the x-coordinate, we're going to be moving over 4. No, that's not what I mean to say. On the major axis, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you are missing a b value there, we have a default of 1, so that's just going to go up 1 and down 1. Okay, so it's not 0, or else then you would just have a flat line, so that's not going to... Excuse me. All right, so now we've got this same process here. Going to complete the square. Now this is kind of nice because 25x squared is not going to have anything there. All right, but we are going to have 4y squared minus 8y. All right, and so what we've got to do is factor out that 4. So now we have 2y, which means we would add 4. Because when we plug in a 1 here, that 1 is times 4. So that goes up to 100, which is great. So now we have 25x squared plus 4y minus 1 squared equals 100. All right, now so far we don't have any fraction bars. We're not going to have any fraction bars until we do this. Okay, and it's pretty much common practice to see that these guys will always multiply to get that, and they're usually perfect squares. That's just because, you know, you're going to graph this stuff by hand. You just want it easy. You just want to kind of show that you understand what's going on. Okay, and that's going to put a 4 underneath the x, and it will put a 25 underneath the y, which means that we're going to be, this guy's going to be kind of a vertical ellipse. So once we get to the center of 0, positive 1, okay, we're going to actually go over 2, and then we're going to go up 5. Okay, so we have a elongated ellipse going vertical. All right, so x squared plus 6y, going to get that 225 over there, and then we're going to have 9y squared plus 90y, and that should do the trick. So here we're going to go ahead and divide that by 2 and then square it for a 9. But here we have to actually factor out a 9. Okay, so we have to divide that by 2 and square it. That's going to be 25. Okay, so now we have to do 9 times 25. So 8 times 25 is 200. So add another 25. So that's 225. All right. So that completely knocks out that, so that we actually are dividing by, we're going to be dividing by 9. So we've got x plus 3 quantity squared plus 9 y plus 5 quantity squared equals 9. We will go ahead and divide everything by 9. So those cancel out. And then this actually goes to 1, and so does this. And then this guy, we know that we're going to go over to the left and right 3. So we're going over -3, -5. So we are right here. We're going to go to the right and left 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops. And then we're going to go up 1 because this guy canceled out to 1. So he's going to look kind of similar to number 10. All right. All right, so now with this, here we've got a center of x minus 8 squared plus y minus 2 squared. But we know it equals 1, but we don't know what's underneath. We need the a and the b. Now that's where these guys come in. So, what we've got to do is figure out, we know where the center is. So let's figure out how far are we. Oh, right there. So if I have a center at 8, okay, 8, 2. So let's just go 8, 2. All right, and then I went all the way to 8, 17 for one of my vertexes. Okay, the other one has to be over here. Now I don't actually care what's over here. I just care what is that distance. That distance is from. Do I have this drawn wrong? Yes, I do. It's the other way. Should be 8, 17 up here. Okay, so that's 8, and then 17 is over here. That's positive 17. So I want this distance. Okay. So from 2 to 17 is 15. So this means that underneath this guy, this is a vertical. That's going to be 15 squared. Okay. Now the covertex is the minor axis. So he's going to go to 1, 2. So where is 1, 2? 1 and then positive 2. Now it had to have been 2 because that's actually the y coordinate here. So those two have to match, and these two have to match. Okay, so that's going to go all the way to 1. So you can see here that the distance from here to here is actually 7. So we need 7 squared there. Okay. All right. Now our goal then is to really just write this out. We know that has to be 49, and then this guy actually has to be whatever 15 squared is. I wish I knew what 15 squared is. I know it's bigger than 150. And then 75. Nope, I am not going to do that. 75 and then 5, 1. Is that 225? Yeah. Okay, 225, and that equals 1. Okay, so now here we're going to draw a picture. It's better when you have graph paper, but the vertices are at 4. And then the co-vertices. So vertices is the longer one. Co-vertices is the shorter one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go all the way up to 23. We go all the way to -3. Okay, so right there. We don't know what the center is. Okay, but if these are the vertices, we know the center has to be right in the middle. Okay? So, the midpoint between these 2 points is going to be the center. Now, we don't know what that is, okay? But my guess is that it's probably going to be 13, -5, because that's, this is 10. But let's see. So, no, it's not going to be this. No, it's going to be 4, 10. Oh, yeah, that's it. 4, 10. But let's check it. So we've got the midpoint is going to be the average of the two. So I've got 4 plus 4 for the x. And then 23 -2. 23 plus -3 over 2. That's going to give us 4, 10. Yep. Okay, so 4, 10 is the center. So this distance is going to be the difference. It's going to be 20. No, the whole distance is 20, so we're going to divide that by 2. So that whole distance is 10. So that's 10. And then this guy says we go over 13 this way. Okay. And from 4, if we're going all the way to 13, that's a distance of 9. Okay, and let's just double check, make sure we're going 9 this way. If we went 9 this way, that would take us to -5. Okay, that's good. So this means that distance is 9. So underneath the x, we're going to have 9 squared, and underneath the y, we will have 10 squared. So I'm just making a really kind of janky little graph just to make sense of these coordinates here, and then we can easily get to the equation. Okay, underneath the x minus 4, let's see, the x distance is 9 squared, and the y distance is 10 squared. All right, and that's it.